prepare your notebook, okay, and pen, and we're going to check here writing task 2 and how to plan your writing task 2, okay? So for example here, yeah. So for example, you have to plan our essay. All right, so the first thing we need to do before we write, okay? So before we write, let us have first let us have first planning, okay? So we have here, for example, environmental problems, garbage and cutting down trees, solutions, recycling, newspaper bags, plant more trees. So for this one, this is the solution for garbage, again, recycling and use paper bags. And for cutting down trees, we have plant more trees and reduce using paper books, okay? So here, what you need to do is right now, I want you to plan your essay. I cannot see you if you're doing it right now, but I want you to do it on your notebook, okay? So this is how we plan our essay to make a concept map, okay? So here, for example, I choose problem, that is a garbage problem, okay? And I have to write here the causes and solutions. Okay, so you have to write there on your notebook causes and solutions. First of all, you have to draw, you have to plan about the causes. So for example, the cause of problem, all right, garbage, we have here no separation of reasons or causes, no separation of trash, and use of plastic. So no separation of trash. For example, we have trash here that is for plastic only, all right, for plastic only and food, okay? So you separate or you put them in the different trash bins, okay? So that's the main cause of what is that garbage problems, right? So here, for example, there's a detail here, mixed trash. So plastic, paper, food, etc. are put in one bin. Okay, so that can cause a problem. Okay, and then after that, use of plastic or single use plastics. So we got it from groceries and small items. We use plastic. So that's also can cause problems or garbage. Now, solution. We have here separate, reusable, and non-reusable trash. Reusable means trash that you can recycle, for example, plastic. So plastic, they are trash in which you can recycle, you can reuse. Okay, so that's the solution. And then two different trash bins for reuse and not reuse. So for example, one trash bin is for you can throw trash there that can be reused or recycled. Yeah. And another trash bin is a bin which you can put garbage or trash which cannot be reused or can be decomposed easily. Okay. So for example, food, okay, paper, okay. So food paper, you can put them, or toilet paper, you can put them in one bin, okay, for example. And then the next solution here is stop the use of plastic, okay. So that means shoppers must take their own green shopping bags. So instead of using plastic, so you must use green shopping bags. So we don't use plastic anymore. Just this is a solution for the use of plastic, okay? So what you need to do right now is I want you to plan your essay. I'll give you 5 minutes to do it. I want you to do, you don't need to write first, okay? All you need to do is you just have to plan. You just have to do this one, okay? No writing, okay? Only this one, okay? Like this, and maybe 5 minutes, around 5 to 8 minutes. And after that, I want you to share your answer to the class. Next meeting, if we can meet offline, I will check your notes, okay? I will check your notes. In the meantime, I'd like you to do it, okay? I'd like you to do this task here, everyone. Okay? Yeah. In 5 to 8 minutes, all right? Okay, so let's hear from Zanu. Zanu, you finished? You done?
No.
Not yet. Okay, okay. How about Ling? Ling, you finished? You don't need to write, just plan, okay? Ling, you finished, Ling?
That
Yes, you finished. Okay. So could you please tell me what environmental problem that you would like to solve? Again, we have here garbage problem, we have pollution problem, we have cutting down trees, we have several um, environmental problems here. We have what is that? You can check the problems here. Let me see. Solutions. Mm, Here we have pollution, global warming, recycling, climate change, etc. Okay, cutting down trees, river pollution, garbage, and so on. So we have three possible problems here. Okay. So, Ling, if you're finished, could you please tell me your essay plan? Ling, can you start, please?
process excessive email for paper,
Mm-hmm.
email for email for construction
Mm,
material, using
mm,
land for hours, around and cities,
mm,
and solution reduce paper consumption
mm.
easy to realize, promote uh, alternative material,
Mm.
limit construction is forested, reason and develop
Yeah.
vertical
Mm, mm.
housing.
That's
Mm,
finished.
yeah.
Okay, great. How about Zanu? You finished, Zanu?
Um, this goal is one code. The first code is household waste. Example in non-organic and
Mm,
organic waste.
mm,
Uh, uh, the second code is you practice often. Example, you practice best every time shop live
mm,
food drink. You practice porter less. Uh,
mm,
practice chores.
mm.
Uh, and solution uh, is you packs in inside of a plastic pack.
Plastic bags, okay.
Uh, 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 finish.
Let's finish.
Yes.
Okay, so here's what we, if you have this plan, I will give you this task as your homework, everyone, okay? So if this is your plan here, this is your first body paragraph, okay? Causes, so you will write this in your body paragraph one, and solution or solutions, you're going to write this in your body paragraph two, okay? All right, B1, B2. Now you have to write introduction like this. So you have a background of the topic or of the issue. So for example, global warming is a growing problem and high volume of garbage is a main reason, okay? And the main causes, you have to write the causes here. The main causes to this issue is that there is no separation of trash, which is this one, and the use of plastic, this one. However, this can be solved by separating the reusable and non-reusable garbage, this one, and stop the use of and by stopping the use of plastic, this one, okay? So that is your introduction here. I will send this to your Zalo, so you would have a reference, okay? So again, this is your first body paragraph and second body paragraph, all right? And For your introduction, this is your introduction, this one. Okay. So this is your introduction right here. Okay. Okay, so I want you to check that. Now, as I've told you, body paragraph, all right? So we have here to commence with the biggest cause of garbage is not separation of trash. Okay, so again, this is our body paragraph, this one, okay? Causes, all right? So look at this one. In many villages, business, so we have here reason, explain an example, reason to or cause to explain an example, okay? So explain an example. In many villages, business areas, all garbage, such as food, paper, plastic, bottles, and cans are mixed, so the volume of trash increases. That's it, okay? Simple, all right? Reason two, another main reason to this is the use of plastic bags. Reason two, okay? And then explain that. You see the color blue, all right? When people go shopping or buy small things like snacks, they always use plastic. That's it. So we have like here means for example, such as, so you have the same meaning, okay? So again, our first body paragraph, this one. So our first body paragraph is our first plan, this one, okay? The causes, all right? So let's move on to solutions. All these are found in body paragraph 2 or B2, okay? Yeah. So, however, this issue can be solved. The best solution is to separate the reusable and non-reusable trash. And an example, the same thing here, we have reason, explain example, reason, explain example. For example, we can have 2 or 3 trash bins. One is used only for non-reusable trash like food, while the other 2 will be used for reusable ones. Okay. Another good solution to this is to never use plastic bags. For example, okay, explain an example, okay? We can take our green shopping bags whenever we go shopping or use paper bags. Okay, all right. And then short conclusion, okay? This one doesn't have any conclusion, okay? So I will send this to your result, everyone, these three, and I want you to study, all right? I want you to yes, I want you to study and I want you to uh, do your homework, okay? So let me send this to your result, okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, now let's move on to speaking. So again, this is your homework, everyone. Let me mm, yeah, let me send this result, okay, for a while. So this is your writing homework, and I want you to yes, I want you to complete this next meeting, okay? So let's move on to speaking, okay? So for your speaking, I want you to describe how you try to help the environment. Okay, so you should say what you think the biggest problem is, what the reasons are for this, what we can do to help, and explain how you try to protect the environment. Let me show you the um, model answer, okay? Here. Um, model answer, okay. Hmm. Okay, here. Let me show the model answer. Okay. Okay, this one. Okay, here. Okay, so let's listen to the model answer, and I want you to write your own answer, okay? About how you try to help solve the environment. Again, let's listen to the model answer.
Okay. Can you tell me what you think the biggest environmental problem is and the reasons for this?
I'm not sure, but I think the main problem is not recycling enough. I guess people always want to buy the latest things. New clothes, a new mobile phone, or car. We use them for a short time, then we want the next new thing. I think recycling more can help. By recycling, we don't use up resources, and we can use the old things again. I try to help by using things I don't need again. I give things to charity or sell them online. Or when they really are not good, I recycle them.
Okay, so I want you to prepare an answer for this one, and I want you to talk about how you try to help solve the environment. Okay, so we have here some expressions like I guess, okay, I think, okay, I try to help by, etc. Okay, yes. So let's do this in let's try to finish this in 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Ling, you finished, Ling?
No.
Not yet, okay. Zanu, you finished?
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Okay. I'll give you 2 minutes more, okay? Okay, so Ling, are you finished, Ling?
Yes.
Okay, Ling, all right. So Ling, I'd like you to describe how you try to help the environment. Can you start?
I believe the biggest environment problem is evolution in big city.
Mm-hmm.
I guess people reason it yeah too many private vehicles like cars or motorbikes
Mm.
and smoke from factories is not
Mm.
cleaned well before being released.
Mm-hmm.
We breathe just air every day and it's quite dangerous for our health.
Mm.
I think the solution is for people to use public transport
Transport again.
more often, or when going to work or going to school, they should use a bicycle or walk.
Mm. Mm.
For me, I try to have my limits my motorbike use.
Mm. Mm. Very good. That's great. And Zanu, could you please tell us how you try to help the environment, Zanu?
My opinion, the biggest environmental problem is cut down trees and deforest. People
Deforestation, okay.
deforestation.
Mm. Okay. Continue. Yes.
People today have
Sorry.
People today have cut down many trees and forests to build modern, massive
Mm.
project. I
Mm.
think we can plant more trees because trees are our source of life. They give
Mm.
us oxygen to breathe, breathe, pretty, uh, breathe out,
Oxygen. Mm.
breathe in, like
Breathe in, to breathe in. Right. Okay.
breathe and fresh air.
Mm.
Moreover, destroying them also bring a lot of damage to
Mm.
people, such as floods, a storm,
Blood. Blood, okay.
mass,
Mm-hmm.
a storm, uh, and nature disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Researchers show that we need to protect environment, like also protect our lives. Our lives.
Mm. Our lives. Okay, that's amazing. So I want you to remember these answers here, everyone. So I want you to this is your homework, all right? And next meeting, if I ask you to talk about or to describe um, something you do to help the environment, okay, I want you to remember your answers, okay, everyone? Yes. So let me first send this to our Zalo group chat, okay? So this will be your homework, okay? Okay. Mm, okay. Right. Okay, great. Okay, so let's move on to our next lesson. So we're done with lesson 25, okay? So let me send you here our next lesson, which is lesson 26, okay? And you can open your textbook. By the way, next meeting, everyone, we will have a test, okay? So please come offline. So we will do the test offline, okay? Instead of online. So that's lesson 26 and 27. So I'd like you to come here for the test next meeting, okay? I'll have to remind you here. Lesson 26 and 27. This is unit tests, okay? Not done. So we will have the test offline, okay? So I'd like you to come to our place and do the test offline, okay? In the meantime, let's do here Let me see. We finished here lesson 28. We started lesson 28. Let me check. So our first meeting, everyone. Yeah. Lesson 29. 30. Lesson 30, we finished lesson 30. Lesson 31. It's lesson 31. Lesson 30. Okay. So I'd like you to go to lesson 31 again. So now we're going to study here writing task 1. Okay. Yeah, here. So we haven't, yes, we finished some lessons from lesson 30. So now I'd like you to go to lesson 31, okay? Now, what you need to do in this lesson, in lesson 31, is that I'd like you to act as a reporter. Okay, so that's what you need to do, okay? Act as a reporter. So I'm going to show you here different graphs, okay? So you will have here different graphs. For example, we have here line graph, bar graph. So you can check your textbook, okay? So open your textbook and choose one graph from there, okay? We have pie chart, we have diagram, process diagram, or we have a diagram as well. We have a table, and we have combination of bar graph and line graph, okay? And a map. And what you need to do here is I want you to choose here one diagram, and I want you to act as a reporter. I want you to talk a little about the graph. So for example, here is an example here, okay? So here's a model answer here. So for example, this graph shows 3 different types of food, okay, that most people in China eat, okay? So as we can see in this graph, there are 3 main types of food, and these are meat, salt, and fish, okay? It is very obvious that Chinese love eating fish. So Chinese love eating fish, this one, okay? And many of them are not really keen on eating meat, okay, here. Meat is blue, all right? In 1985, and I'm going to talk about the graph, okay? So in 1985, up to the year 2010, all right? This is about over 2 decades, right? Like 20 years. Fish is the most popular food in China, okay? So from 1985, we can see that most Chinese consume or eat fish at 600 grams, all right, for every person every week, all right, every person every week. And over 20 years later, that's 2010, the amount surged. Surge means grow up very high, grow up fast, reaching to over 800 grams of fish eaten every person every week, okay? And then the next one, the next most consumed food is salt. This one, salt, the orange one, okay? For each person every week. In 1985, there was just here from the beginning. So in 1985, there was just under 500 grams of salt used for each person every week. But this food became less popular. So less popular because the amount goes down, as you can see that the line there. 20 years later, as the amount used fall to exactly 200 grams. And then meat, on the other hand, okay, was the least popular. Its consumption starts at 100 every week, and its usage just climb a half 20 years after. Okay, that's it. So its figure climb a half 20 years after. Okay, so I want you to choose a graph again, everyone, and I want you to again, if you want to choose, I think the easy one is a map. Okay, so you can choose a map, all right, or you can choose maybe this one. This is about uh, people finding it hard to go to another country, to live in other countries. So ages 18 to 34, many of them, that's 46%, okay? Many of them find it hard to make friends when they are in another country. And 40% of them find it really challenging to find somewhere to live, okay? And for 35 to 54, the main challenge, I think for ages 35 to 54, the percentage of finding these things difficult are almost the same. But the main challenge, okay? But the main challenge for most of them is to find somewhere to live, okay? However, for those over 55, it is easy for them to, for these ages here, ages over 55 years old, it's easy for them to find somewhere to live and make friends. However, they find it really hard to learn the local language, okay, at 54%. So this is also quite easy to talk about, okay? So again, these are the ages 18 to 34, ages 35 to 54, and over 55. And the percentage here shows about their challenges, the things that the things that makes it hard for them when they are in another country. Okay, that's it. And this one is easy too. The consumption of meat. I'm gonna send you these three graphs again. I want you to choose one. Okay, everyone, and I want you to again act as a reporter. So I want you to write a short report about the graph, okay? Okay, let me send this to your Zalo group chats. Map, I think, is also easy. And the last one is um, this one, yeah. Okay. Okay. And here's a model answer here. Okay. I sent the graphs to your Zalo, and what you need to do is you can check that and write a report or act as a reporter. Okay, so you don't need to write really long. Okay, so I want you to choose one of those three graphs I sent you, and I want you to write a short report about the graph. Okay, so we can do this in 5 to 8 minutes. Okay. All right, so Ling, you finished, Ling?
No.
Not yet. Okay. How about Zanu? You finished, Zanu?
I know.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 more minutes, okay? 2 more minutes, and after that, I want you to start speaking your answer, okay? Yeah, so I'll give you 2 more minutes, all right? Okay, so Zanu, you finished? You done?
I still
Yes,
know.
still not done. Okay, so let's just continue, okay? How about Ling? Ling, you finished? Ling, you finished? You done?
No.
Still no. Okay, okay, okay. So I want you to check the graph here, everyone, and okay, so I want you to write the names of the graphs here. So I want you to check your book, okay? And you can choose the answers from here, okay? This one. So you can choose the answers from here, okay? So for example, number one, that's line graph, okay? So line graph is finished, done. Okay, here. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's do this in 2 minutes. I think this is pretty easy. So I want you to finish this in 2 minutes, okay? Okay, so let us check our answer. So what's your answer number two, Ling?
Bar graph.
Bar graph number three.
Pie chart.
Pie charts. Okay, number four. Here's number four.
Table.
Table. Yes. Number five.
Combination.
Combination. Good. Number six, Zanu.
Map.
Map. Number seven.
uh, Man-made process
Man-made process. Good. Number eight.
is diagram.
Diagram. Very good. And number nine.
Nature process.
Natural process. Very good. Recycle. Very good. That's great. Now, everyone, this is our model writing task one, and we have learned this several times, okay? So we have a introduction, overview, body paragraph one, and body paragraph two, all right? So what you need to do here, again, this is example one. This is, again, this is the introduction. This is the overview, and this is the body paragraph we have described and compare, okay? So we've learned this several times in our writing task classes. Now for the introduction, everyone, we just need to follow like this one, okay? So we have to follow the format. So we have the starting, the graph, purpose, time, measurement, okay? So we have the, for example, the given, line graph, and then verb, okay? Purpose, compares, description, the quantity of meat and fish consumed for each person, time, for 25 years, beginning in 1970, measurement, the amount is measured in grams, okay? So that's for the introduction. So here, for example, the given line graph. So we have here the given, this is line graph. The given line graph. So this is line graph, okay? You see that it's a line graph, all right? Compares the quantity of meat and fish. So we have here meat and fish, okay, consumed for each person. We have here each person here for 25 years. It's 25 years, okay? Beginning in 1979, okay? And then measurement, the amount is measured in grams. So we have here 250, 300, from 50 grams as the smallest to 300 grams as the biggest, okay? All right. So we have here, for example, right? The given starting, okay? What graph is that? Line graph. This is line graph. Purpose compares quantity of meat and fish consumed for each person here, for each person, all right? For 25 years, this is 25 years here, for 25 years beginning in 1970. And then measurement, okay? The amount is measured, so this is the measurement here. The amount is measured in grams. Okay, so that's how we write the introduction. Okay, so again, we have, when we write the introduction, we have the starting, the graph, purpose, time, measurement. Okay, so that's clear for the introduction. So here we have more synonyms. So we have more synonyms for starting, graph, purpose, applied. The graph, there is line graph, pie chart, diagram, table, map, process diagram, and flow chart. For verb, we can say show, represents, indicates, illustrates, describes, compares, and demonstrates. For the description, we can say the differences, the changes, the number of, the information on, the data on, the proportion of, the amount of, the data about, and how the things change, okay? Now, for the description, where can we find it? We can find the description here, okay? Yes, we can find the description here and this one, okay? So that's where we can find the description, okay? And time. Okay, so time we can say between A and B, all right, between 1970 and 1980, or in one decade beginning in 1960, for example, okay? For measurement, we can say the amount is measured in grams, kilograms, dollars. For water, air, we can say volume, okay? Water, air. All right, so for example, the volume of water, the volume of gas is measured in this and that, okay? Now I want you to, again, this is again, choose one. Again, choose one from here, choose one, choose one, choose one, choose one, choose one, and you will have your introduction. So choose one from starting, the graph, purpose, okay, time, purpose, time, and measurement, and you will have one complete introduction, okay? So that's clear, all right? For example, the provided line graph gives the information on between A and B, okay? The amount is measured in grams, kilograms, or dollars, okay? So for example here, the provided line graph, okay, gives, all right, the information on, all right, between the year 1996 and 2014, okay? And lastly, the amount is measured in New Zealand dollars, okay? So that's how we write our introduction, okay? So that's clear. Okay, so now I want you to check the graph here, okay? Check the graph, all right? And I want you to choose here which one is the correct introduction. Is it A, B, or C? Okay, so let's do this in 1 minute, okay? Just 1 minute, okay? All right, so Ling, what's your answer for this exercise? So which do you think is the correct introduction here, Ling?
B.
B, all right, so we check here. Yes, B is the correct introduction. Why is that? Because again, we follow the pattern, okay? So we have it, the presented line graph provides information on the proportion of primary school students in New Zealand who studied second language between the year 2006 and 2014, okay? So that's very clear. B is the answer. So we check the table here. We have the presented line graph provides, okay? Yeah, we provides right here. The information on, so we have the information on, all right? The proportion of primary school students in New Zealand who studied second language between, and then this is the proportion on, information on, so this is the description, okay, which we can find on top of the graph, all right, on top. Where is on top? Here, okay, so we can find the description here, okay, except for the year. Yeah, yeah, okay. Okay, right. Now I want you to write your complete introduction, okay, everyone? So you can check your book there for reference. And again, I want you to write your own complete introduction. Okay, so let's do this in 3 minutes, all right? Did you finish? Are you done? Zanu, you finished, Zanu?
Uh,
Yes
yes.
or yes? Okay. So could you please read your introduction?
The reasons like graph compares the differences between Chinese and German
German, yes.
about percentage of New Zealand primary school students learning
Mm,
a second language by language
mm. Learned.
learn.
Oh, did you write the time? Everyone, could you please write your answer in your chat box, please? Yes, I want to check, okay? Could you send the answers here, please? Yeah, I want to check. Yeah. Everyone, please type your answer. Can you type your answer? Yes or no? Can you send your answer here, please? Link, could you please read your answer, Link?
Uh, present live graph illustrates the percentage of primary school students in New Zealand who
Mm,
study German and Chinese as a second language over a 9-year period, especially from 2006 to 2014.
right. Okay. Everyone, please keep your writing in your notebook, okay? It's pretty hard to check your writing online, actually, so please keep your writing in your notebook, okay? Yeah. So I want you to, again, if you can type your answer here, I would really appreciate that, okay? Let me see. Yes. So you can send your answer here, okay? And also you can send your answer here, okay? So I can check if they were correct, okay? So I want you to write a complete introduction here. So this is a chart here. We have chart A 20 years ago and last year, okay? And then we're going to, and the amount is measured in percentage, okay? And this chart here shows about the amount of electricity generated in Scotland, okay? By energy source 20 years ago and last year. So the timeline here is 20 years ago and last year. Now for 20 years ago, you can say 2 decades ago, okay? 2 decades ago, 20 years, okay? And last year, so don't change last year to 2026, okay? You just use last year, okay? Or you can say a year ago, all right? 2 decades ago and a year ago, okay? Let's do this in 2 minutes, everyone. Okay, so Ling, could you please read your answer, Ling? Yeah, could you please read your sample introduction, please?
The two chat is illustrates the
Illustrate,
person,
okay.
the percentage, percentage of
Percentage.
electricity generated in Scotland from various energy sources
Sources.
at two distinct points in time last year,
Last
uh,
year.
uh, um, a year ago, or last
Yeah,
year.
last year and 2 decades ago. So you can use there instead of saying 20 years ago, you can say 2 decades ago. Okay,
Yeah.
so 2 decades ago, right? All right. Zanu, could you please read your answer, please, Zanu?
The supply pie chart show
The supply pie chart. Okay.
so amount of electricity generate
Generated. Okay.
in Scotland by
Mm.
energy source for 20 years ago.
Mm.
Uh, the amount is measured in person.
Mm.
Uh,
I'm
in,
sorry. What is it again?
uh,
What is the last what is the last word, please? What is it again?
oh, I
Could
not
you please read again one more time, please? Zenu, could you please read one more time?
read one more time.
Yeah, yes. I didn't hear the last part. Yeah.
I don't write last part. I still don't write that part. I'm
Okay. Please. Okay. Now here, let's try to check here, everyone. Also the introduction here. Now your focus is here, okay? The table show this one. There are two tables here. So the first table shows about the workers in US of foreign birth, all right? And the second table shows about workers in the US of US birth, okay? This is the second table, okay? And all analysis is done last year. So all last year, okay? Right, that's it. Okay, so I want you to write a short introduction, everyone, using these two tables here, okay? So again, you only need to write introduction, okay? Yeah. Let's do this in 2 minutes, all right? Okay, so Zana, could you please read your introduction, please, about this graph? Zana, could you please read the introduction, please? Yeah.
The supply table
Mm.
indicates information on teaching honestly of last year
Analysis of last year's, okay.
United States
Mm.
workforce worker in U.S. foresters and
And US birth.
uh, honestly of last year United States workforce worker in
US
S
birth.
U.S.
Mm.
workers.
Mm. Okay, so I hope we can meet tomorrow offline. I will check your answer, okay? I will check your answer and I will correct your answer tomorrow, okay? Yeah, how about Link? Could you please read your answer, Link?
And the two tables present a statistical
Statistics.
data regarding
Mm.
the composition
Mm.
and employment status of the
Unique. Mm.
United States
Mm.
workforce last year, especially comparing workers who are foreign born
Foreign birth. Mm.
um, with those who are US born.
Mm.
The first, the first birth is
Okay, the
uh,
figures are
broken
measured.
down,
Mm.
broken down by both gender and age group,
Mm.
with all Muslims in thousands.
In thousands, okay? Measured in thousands, okay. And lastly, before we finish, all right, again, I want you to remember that when we write our introduction, we only have to do the starting. We have to remember all of these, one each, what the graph is. So the last graph was table, purpose. So we have verb and description, time and measurements. Okay, so that's how we do. All right, so if we meet next meeting, I want you to remember, all right, the synonyms for the words we can use to describe the starting, the graph, the purpose, the time, and the measurement. Okay, right. Okay, so I will give this one as your homework. Two introduction left. Okay, so these two. And I will ask you to do this one. Okay, complete only introduction. Um, okay, let me, yes, let me send this to your Zalo group chat, okay? Yeah, this one. Yeah. So this is our homework. So you only have to write introduction, okay? Here, this one, and last one, this one, okay? Okay, all right. So everyone, that is the end of our meeting today, all right? And I want you to complete this one. Today we only have to study how to write introduction, and probably next meeting we're going to check here how to write the overview, okay? So I will check your notes. I will check your notes and I will make some corrections about how to write a clear introduction, okay? So that's all for today, everyone, and hope to see you offline next meeting. Okay? Yes. Bye, everyone.